Good morning, family and friends. Yes, it is me. I am back again. I do not have a word from the Lord, but I do have words of encouragement. But before I get started, I just pray that everyone had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I pray that it was full of nothing but fun, laughter, and food with your family and your dearest friends. I had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I took advantage of the last 3 or 4 days to do absolutely nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing but curl up on with a blanket and watch some good TV shows that I needed to catch up with. So anyway, my words of encouragement this morning is this. The Bible tells us that the God is not a God that he shall lie, and neither the Son of Man that he shall repent. What he said he's going to do in your life, he will bring it to pass. So I just wanted to encourage someone on this Sunday morning to just take hold of what the Lord placed in your spirit. Take hold of what he whispered in your ear. If he said he was going to do that thing, I guarantee you, if you trust and believe, he will do that thing just for you. He will finish what his word has set out to, and he will accomplish it in you. But you have to trust him and walk this thing out with him. So again, this morning, be encouraged. I am a woman who learned how to hold on to what the Lord said, even though at times it took years for certain things to come to pass. But I guarantee you, if you just trust and believe, I know we're going into a season where statistics has shown that this is the most depressed season, or could be the most time where people are depressed, full of anxiety, in this particular season because of wanting to be able to have Christmas or provide for their family. And when I was in nursing school, we studied this, and people were, it was just a high time for suicide, crimes, anything that was negative that people could do to try to provide for their families and their children, to bring their children a beautiful Christmas. And I remember more than a dozen of Christmases that I just wasn't able to afford to do Christmas. Being a single mom of two, trying to raise two kids off of one income, when Christmas time came, I couldn't afford Christmas most of the time. And I would tell my children, if I got to choose between paying bills and buying toys, I said, I love you guys, but I'm gonna pay our bills, because the day after Christmas, the bill's still gonna be due. And so plenty of Christmases I had to make a choice where, I would have to send them to their grandparents' house to, for them to have gifts to open up on Sunday morning, or excuse me, Christmas morning, because I couldn't afford to put nothing up under the tree. But I had to make choices. And, and the Spirit of the Lord told me, that this is not the season, or the reason for this season is to go broke. And I couldn't phantom knowing that I had a $200 bill due, and my son wanted a $200 pair of Jordans. I told him, I love you, brother, but that don't make sense to me. And so, and it wasn't that, I didn't love him and I didn't want to provide for my children. I just had to make a better choice that was for me and my household. And I will still do that to this day. If I don't have the means to do Christmas, I am going to pay bills, because that's more important, to make sure that we have a roof over our head, food in the refrigerator, and clothes on your back. And so, plenty of times I had to make a sacrifice. But I do remember one Christmas, one of those Christmas I couldn't afford to do anything. And I don't know who did this for me, but someone gave my name to a nonprofit company, or company. And the next thing I know, 2 days before Christmas, I got a knock on my door. And that knock on my door, I opened up the door to nothing about to cry. I'm not trying not to cry, but I opened up the door to bicycles, coats, and toys for my children. And we had a beautiful Christmas that Christmas. So I do know for a fact that if you trust in the Lord, he will provide for you. He will do exactly what his word said he would do. And I remember after that, he had told me to write a list down and to what the things that I wanted to see come to pass in my life. And I will tell you, God has fulfilled that list from everything that I put on there, except one thing. And I know that one thing is still in the making because I trust him enough. So I hope that this word encourage you. I hope that this word lets you know that you don't have to be Santa Claus on Christmas. Just trust in the Lord and he will provide. He will give you that what you need to make it. And if you can't do Christmas, hey, just tell the kids, explain to them, because in later on years, I told my children, if we suffer now, we'll be all right later. And later came, and I was able to do things for my children that a single parent could not do off of one income. And yes, did it make my children mad at sometimes? Yes, was they disappointed in me? But I didn't care. Because I told them I got more things to be dealing with. Then when grandkids came, hey, it took it up a whole nother level. So I do the best that I can with what I have. But I do also know that if I hold tight, the Lord will provide. So this morning, I pray that this encouraging word encourages you to understand that we don't, I ain't trying to be Mr. Grinch either, but we don't have to be Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. But allow the Lord to provide for you. Allow him to see you through. Allow him to bring to pass what he said he was going to do in your life. So I pray that this word has been a blessing. And I pray that you all have a beautiful Sunday. So again, stay up in the Lord because he'll never let you down.